I have to laugh or else I'll cry. 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 It's a joke. It's all a joke. It's all political theater. It's a joke. They don't take any of this seriously. It's not real. It's entertainment. It's just for fun. It's just for the camera. Do you know how many times Pete Hegseth was looking at the camera? It's just for the show. It's just for the camera. Listen to this Republican senator trying to defend Pete Hegseth and instead throwing the entire Republican Party under the bus and also admitting that he beats his wife. Because this is the political and economic state of the world right now.
Second in command.
Yeah, but I'm just making a point because there's a lot about qualifications. And I think it's so hypocritical of senators, especially on the other side of the aisle, be talking about his qualifications, not being able to lead the secretary or be the Secretary of Defense, and yet your qualifications aren't any better. You guys aren't any more qualified to be the senator than I'm qualified to be the senator, except we're lucky enough to be here. But let me read you what the qualifications of the Secretary of Defense is, because I Googled it, and went through a lot of different sites, and really it's hard to see. But in general, the U.S. Secretary of Defense position is filled by a civilian. That's it. If you have served in the U.S. Army Forces...
It's a joke. It's a joke. They're laughing at... Look at this guy. He's just cheesing it in the back. It's a joke. None of it is serious. It's a joke. The Constitution says that the only qualifications for president is be over the age of 35 and be a natural-born U.S. citizen. Therefore, everyone over the age of 35 who is a natural-born citizen should be the president of the United States and is qualified to be the president of the United States. So what was the issue with Kamala Harris again? What was the issue with Joe Biden again? If we don't know the difference between qualifications and requirements, if we cannot distinguish the two, what?
Senator Kaine, or I guess I better use the senator from Virginia, starts bringing up the fact that what if you showed up drunk to your job? How many senators have showed up drunk to vote at night? Have any of you...
Hello? Kick them out? Don't let them vote? What do you mean? Do we have an epidemic of senators showing up to votes in the like drunk? Is this a thing that's going on? Why is this not being reported on? Why is this not being reported to the ethics committee? Why is no one talking about this? What do you mean there's this mass onslaught of drunk senators? Please, let's get all of them out of Congress. What?
And then how many senators do you know have got a divorce before cheating on their wives? Did you ask them to step down? No.
Well, okay, that one, obviously, you shouldn't step down from Senate for getting divorced for your wife, but also, that's not what anyone is saying about Hegseth. It's not the issue of him having multiple wives. It's the fact that he had a wife. He cheated on his first wife with another woman, had a baby with the other woman, and then 2 months after that other woman had the baby, he cheated on her again, allegedly, in California. So the issue is not whether or not he divorced his wife and he should step down because he divorced his wife. It's back to back to back to back of sexual misconduct, at the very least, at the very most, allegedly sexual assault.
But it's for show. You guys make sure you make a big show and point out the hypocrisy because a man's made a mistake. And you want to sit there and say that he's not qualified? Give me a joke. I mean, it is so ridiculous that you guys hold yourself as this higher standard and you forget you got a big plank in your eye. We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes. And Jennifer, thank you for loving him through that mistake. Because the only reason why I'm here and not in prison...
Jennifer is his wife. I want you to understand the context for what he is about to say. Pete Hegseth has been accused of mishandling women, of being physically abusive towards women. These have been credible allegations, not anonymous, tied to names. His mother has sent an email to him saying that his abuse of women is unacceptable, condemning him for such behavior. Pete Hegseth, allegedly, under his alcoholism, with his alcohol abuse, would often beat his wife. Allegedly. Now, Senator Mullin is thanking Jennifer Hegseth's wife, for staying with Pete Hegseth despite the allegations of violence and physical abuse. Okay, that is the context. And now listen to what this Republican senator admits.
We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes. And Jennifer, thank you for loving him through that mistake. Because the only reason why I'm here and not in prison is because my wife loved me too. I have changed, but I'm not perfect. But I found somebody that thought I was.
I can't, like, what? It got an applause. People applauded. People, yay! Yay! Domestic violence! People cheered. People just cheered for that. He got an applause for that. People cheered. They heard him say, I would be in jail if not for my wife loving me, which also, I don't even want to touch on just how emotionally, psychologically manipulative that is to think to think that your wife loves you so much, and that's why it's just because she has such a pure love for me that she accepts that this is a part of me, this is a part of who I am, and this is how I treat her. What the fuck is wrong with you that you think that it's because of her love and not because of her fear of you? Number one. Number two, the fact that a room full of Republican senators all thought that deserved an applause. He said he would be in jail if not for his wife loving him, and they thought, yes, domestic abuse, yes. What is this Republican Party? I didn't even want to touch on the allegations with Pete Hegseth. I really didn't when covering his confirmation, because basically every Democratic senator, you had Gillibrand, you had Warren, they all went back to back basically grilling him on his misconduct, on his allegations. I didn't want to focus on that because that's not the hill that I want to die on, why he shouldn't be confirmed. The hill that I'm going to die on is the fact that he is horridly unqualified for the job and has absolutely no experience in management, which senators do touch on. But this isn't even about Pete Hegseth. This is about the applause that Senator Mullins just got. This is a deep-rooted issue in the party that has been going on. Senator Mullins thinks, because I hit my wife and because Pete Hegseth, allegedly, because I hit my wife and because Pete Hegseth hits his wife and because all of these other senators I know, they all hit their wives. Come on, Tim Kaine, what do you mean you don't hit your wife? You've got to be fucking with me right now. Come on. Are you for realsies? How are you going to take care of her when she doesn't have your dinner made at the end of the day? How do you teach her a lesson? That's probably what Senator Mullins is thinking. That's probably why he felt so empowered and so emboldened to just admit that on camera for people to see, to watch, to consume. They knew that they were on camera.
Or if you're qualified for it, could the chairman tell me what the qualifications are for the Secretary of Defense? Mr. Chairman, could you tell me what the qualifications are?
Look at him. Look at him. He's looking at the camera. They know what they're doing. And I already saw on Twitter the responses to Senator Gillibrand, to Senator Warren, to Senator Duckworth, to every strong woman that was countering Seth. All of the responses where they were being fucking crazy towards him. It was so unhinged. They're not making a good argument. This is why people think that women are emotionally unstable. And so I'm gonna say this with the utmost clarity, the utmost sanity, in the most monotone way. I can't, I'm so angry. Pete Hegseth, as a Fox Weekend host, as someone who has only managed 8 people prior to this, as someone who has only dealt with a budget over 50,000 times smaller than the Department of Defense budget, as someone who has expressed questionable behavior towards colleagues, Pete Hegseth is not qualified to be the Secretary of Defense other than his connection to Donald Trump, which he knows. And the sad reality is, I don't know if he's officially been confirmed yet, but he probably will be, because every time he was dealt a difficult question, it was, I don't know, I'm just here to follow the rule of your commander-in-chief, Donald Trump. Every time he got asked about his misconduct, I don't know, I turned to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I think that anyone who is refusing to meet with people from the other side in preparation for their hearing, who is refusing to answer questions with any type of substantial validity other than Donald Trump, the deity, or Jesus Christ, the deity, I think anyone that defaults to those answers, that can't tell you a single country that's an ASIN, that has no idea what the Secretary of Defense even does, probably. He's unqualified. He's just unqualified. And it's a tragedy. It is a national security disaster that he will probably be confirmed. Him, in combination with Tulsi, whose hearing got delayed, thankfully. Other people to look out for, to be scared for, Kristi Noem, because she's a puppet for Stephen Miller and Tom Homan. She's a puppet. Look out for RFK, because he's anti-vax. and because he single-handedly caused an outbreak of measles in Samoa that led to the death of 80 children. Look out for Kash Patel, who has an entire enemies list of people that he wants to go after using the full force of the FBI. Guys, like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I'm so young. I have a whole future in this country. I'm supposed to, at least.